Alright, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, I guess it is. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. And guys, man, I don't know, I'm starting to get scared about this Bitcoin stuff. We might see 3K tomorrow. Just kidding. Just joking. Make sure to smash the dang like button. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Take Profits. I'm ready for those juicy gains. Shout out to Take Profits. Says I got all my bags packed. Shout out to J Money. He says, yo, what up, JC and Casper crew? Surprised to see you on a Sunday. You know what? I used to always make a video and do a stream on a Sunday, but in my older years, guys, I need a little bit more rest. Alright? What's this stream? This stream, my friend, is going to be some analysis, some targets. We're going to be looking at this juicy Bitcoin short trade that I'm currently in from the setup that we gave in the Casper crew last week to take that dang high with bearish divergences. And actually, we were looking to hit our take profit in between the golden pocket and the 618, and would you look at oh my goodness, literally we came up to the level that we gave and we got our bounce right in between the golden pocket and the 618. When I say the golden pocket and the 618, I really mean the golden pocket and the 786 Fibonacci. Man, that was pretty wild. That was pretty wild. This could be a bottom, actually. This could be a nice bottom. Shout out to 369. It's treadmill time, baby. Shout out to Gamer Anonymous. Shout out to Spin B. Shout out to Baby B. Shout out to all my everyone from India. Shout out to Brett 2 cents. Shout out to Anon A. We got some people in the chat on a Sunday, guys. It's gonna be a chill stream. Alright, shout out to Mexican Hasselhoff. Alrighty. How old am I, Carlos? How old do I look? That's a good question. I'll tell you how old I feel. I feel 22. That's how I feel. I feel 22. I feel 22. Shout out to Brandon Keys in the chat. Super jacked. That's what we're talking about. Alright, y'all. So we're going to be getting into this Bitcoin price action. First of all, a little PSA. Alright, a little public service announcement here. MEXC has raised their fees. Alright. Now, but if you hold 1,000 MX tokens, you get a 50% fee discount. So it's still 0% limit order fee. It's a 0.03% market order fee, but if you hold 1,000 MEXC tokens, they will cut that in half to 0.15. So 0.015. Can you imagine if it was 0.15% fees? Man, whew, that'd be crazy. That's like FeeMex or something. Now, let's take a look at this Bitcoin chart, guys, because, you know, as you can see, I'm in a short trade. I'm actually in 2 short trades right now. I'm in 2 shorts from 2 different accounts. Combined total right now on these trades, I've got about $350,000 on the trades. So man, 350K in the short position. Should I be taking some profits? Yeah, I should be taking some profits. Shout out to Pele Photography. He says, hi, my G. Shout out to Mexican Hasselhoff. He says, God bless, brother. Jesus is king. Amen to that. Joe Potter is long and strong, baby. I am also long. Not so strong on the long. Shout out to Emerald Crypto. Shout out to Sharpay talking about Elizabeth Warren. Alright, so some people say I look 21, 26, 43. Nice. Okay. Alright. Alright. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish in the chat. Shout out to Tony Zine. Yeah, man, I used to stream every Sunday, guys. I guess you guys are newer to the channel. I used to stream every Sunday. And I figured I'd do a stream today because I thought about making a video this morning. And what am I going to make a video about, to be honest, guys? Right? What am I going to make a video about? So I figured I'd do some analysis. We come in here, chill, trade and chill. All right. Now I am going to take some profits on this trade right here. 43. Let's do. Yeah. Let's just. I'm just gonna close half this trade right now. Bam. All right. I've got, yeah, taking profits, guys. I'm taking profits. And the reason I'm taking profits is because, well, as you guys know, these trades got triggered. These trades got triggered on Friday, all right? And so I've been holding them over the weekend. We did hit my first major target, right? So the setup that we gave in the Casper crew on Friday, right here, was to come out and take the high. We want to see bearish divs on all these time frames, which we kind of did. And then TP1 down here at the golden pocket. That's pretty much exactly what has happened. We've come down to the golden pocket, but the instructions here say, let the rest ride in case of dump. Now we're going to be talking about the prospect of a potential Bitcoin dump right now. But I will tell you guys this, all right? In my gut, all right? In my gut, I am feeling that the top is not in yet, all right? That is what my gut tells me. I think we have one more push to the upside. And the main reason why I think we have another push to the upside here, guys, is the following reason. We are in the middle of a parabolic move. And really, I mean, when we just look at the volume profile here, which is my favorite thing to look at, our next target is $49-ish thousand. And so I think we get that one more big push to the upside, that $41,000 level, just to fill the value area before we get a pullback. Now, you guys know I was looking for a pullback at around $39,000 because it was a major support resistance flip at the middle of this volume profile right here, the point of control. We didn't even get that. In fact, we didn't even have a chance to get that, guys. We broke out over the weekend and bam, I mean, it was crazy, right? It was a Saturday. We literally opened and closed that candle above the level. There was not even any kind of pullback. So I'm just assuming, because of everything I see on these charts, because our next target is that $49,000 level, because we didn't fill the CME gap last week that we made at around, what was that, 39,200 or so? Where did that Friday candle close? It closed right here. You're right around 39K. I feel in my bones that we have another move to the upside. When we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, I do want to just bring to your attention the money flow on the 4-hour, okay? This, man, I'll tell you guys something. What I am seeing right now on the 4-hour makes me feel like I used to feel back in 2020, 2021. When you get a bearish divergence on the 4-hour, which we did get, like, keep in mind, the short trade that I'm in, right? We want to see those bear divs on all these time frames. We saw them, man. We saw the bearish divergence. I mean, would you look at this? All right, let's go back in time to when we made that high. You know, let's go back in time to when we made the high. We were absolutely seeing the money flow and the momentum waves getting lower on Market Cypher B on the 4-hour, right? As we made that high, momentum waves getting lower, money flow getting lower. That's typically a pretty bearish thing, right? But look at what's happening now. We have come down to the Fibonacci golden pocket, our take profit one of the short setup. And look at how the money flow right now is getting thick. It's getting thicker. What I believe here is when we get that green dot, oh man, it's going to be a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame where we make a higher low and the momentum wave makes a lower low like this, and we get a really tight, close to that 0 line green dot on Market Cipher B 4-hour, and it will be something similar to this green dot that we got right here. Right? Those tight kind of green dots that happen when the money flow is thick in the green, getting thicker in the green. Actually, I think it's more so akin to this green dot here, guys. Right? This is a good example of what I think is about to happen here. Right? We got a bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, right? Right here, the classic upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish mammary gland pattern, okay? The left mammary gland, very large. The right mammary gland, very small. Why? We can only speculate, guys, okay? We can only speculate exactly why this happened. We don't know. But look at this. Over time, the money flow and the momentum waves are getting lower. And then what happens? We pull a fib from the low to the high. We come down. We bounce from the Fibonacci golden pocket right here. Right? And then we start to see the money flow getting thicker on the 4-hour. And we print a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And that actually led to the breakout of the range. So we're seeing the same thing happen again. Now here's the thing, guys. You guys know, especially if you've been following my channel for the past few weeks, I'm not a moon boy, okay? I'm not sitting here saying Bitcoin can only go up. I'm short on Bitcoin right now. All right, at the beginning of the stream, I had $350,000 in a short, okay? The reason I'm still holding the short is in case of dump, right? That's part of, you know, this is the way I've been shorting in this bullish market. I've been securing a profit and then I hold some in case of dump. But I cannot neglect the fact that this chart does not look bearish at all, right? Even on, like, when we just zoom out, there is no sign of weakness here at all. I mean, none. The only real sign of weakness that we could see on the chart right here is if we lose 41.1K. That, let's say we come down, we make a low below, then we could say, all right, there's a real good chance now, a much better chance that the top is in. If we don't lose that, we are just simply making higher highs and higher lows here. And our next target is absolutely that $49,000 level. Okay, so it would not surprise me at all if we have another bullish week. This 4-hour money flow is really looking bullish to me. When we go to the 1 hour, what are we seeing as well? As we came down to make our lows here, bullish divergences, right? We saw that really nice bullish divergence as we came down to hit the Fibonacci golden pocket, right? We made that lower low right into here with a higher momentum wave. I think we could get another big push to the upside, and that's kind of what I'm holding out for right now on Bitcoin. Now again, what would change my mind about this? What would change my mind about getting another move to the upside is if we are not going to hold our key support, which is, in my opinion, coming in right around here, right? Really, the biggest sign would be a low below 41.1, but I have a zone of support right down here. I'm looking at this chunk of price action as a sideways range, all right? We've got our clearly defined high right around here, and we've got our clearly defined low, I would say, in my green box, right? So essentially, if we do dip down a little bit more early next week or tonight or whatever into my green box, I'm actually going to be looking for long trades. But as long as we hold this, we are objectively speaking still very bullish. And I say that the charts and the indicators also agree. We go to the daily time frame, guys. Would you look at the money flow on the daily? Would you look at that? It's not even getting lower, it's getting higher. Go to the 2-day. Yes, we've got a bearish divergence on the 2-day, but the money flow is so thick, right? So thick. And we go to some of these other time frames. People were saying we had a bearish dip on the 4-day. Right? That's not even really a divergence. It's nowhere near confirmed yet. It looks like it has more upside. The 5-day, definitely no divergence. And the weekly, she looks like she wants more upside. She really does. Now, I know, we could make the case that we have bearish divergences, but we had bearish divergences all in this zone before the breakout. So, I'm going to maintain my bullish bias, and I'm going to say that I expect another big push to the upside on Bitcoin. However, I'm going to be holding my short trades in case of dump, because that was my trading plan. My trading plan was to short when we took out 44,540 with bearish divergences. We did that. My TP1 was at the golden pocket. We did that. So the rest of my plan is hold this trade in case of dump. And in worst case scenario right now, I've already secured $1,500 profit plus another $2,000. So I made $3,500. Worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario, $3,500 on the short. You know, if these trades get stopped out, then I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with leaving another $5,000 on the table because I am sticking to my dang trading plans, guys, right? I'm sticking to my plans. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm hedged. I'm long. Multiple long trades open on Bitcoin as well. So let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I know, right, Raymond? We have that single print just below us. Slashfire Films can't wait for the movie with Carl from the Moon. Shout out to Captain Callout. Shout out to Player One. Shout out to Revy. You can't see my office. Yeah, my office is holographic. All right, Matthias sold a lot between 40 and 44K. Hey man, you know, I sold Bitcoin. I sold spot Bitcoin. I made a video about it. I sold spot Bitcoin. And you know what? My views on selling are different than a lot of people's views on selling. Right? Because for me, why are we here? Why are we here? We're here to make money. We're here to accomplish things in real life. Right? If we're just going to sit and watch the number go up and then go down and go up and go down and we don't have a plan to sell, why are we here then? What are we doing? We're literally just playing the game, right? For me, I had some real world tangible things, some upgrades to the homestead that I wanted to do. I had an opportunity to do it. Since I've been in Bitcoin, I've been selling my Bitcoin. That's how I purchased a homestead. That's how I got this property. That's how I was able to grow my own food, raise my own animals. And literally right now, I'm 100% solar powered, got my own water source, raise my own animals, grow my own food, and I'm heading down the path of more and more self-sufficiency, right? So I'm not here just to watch the number go up and then watch it go back down. No, I have goals. And everybody, no matter what kind of investment you are in, whether it be a day trade, a swing trade, a position trade, you should have a goal. And make sure you're working toward that goal. Make sure you're sticking toward that goal. All right? Shout out to Big Butts 28, my wife. Love you, Big Butts 28. She's watching the stream right now. She said she's watching the stream. She's here to watch the sexiest TA on YouTube. That's what she told me. Man, you're making me blush, Big Butts 28. Sheesh. How embarrassing. Man, huh? Now you're making me talk in a falsetto. If that went through the mic. Does this go through the mic? A farm vid? Man, if you follow me on Instagram, I've done some live streams from the farm before. Crypto Conan. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish, who shouts out Big Butts 28. Yeah, we'll check a whole bunch of stuff. So, look, I've just taken some profits out of this Bitcoin short trade. I'm still in the long trade. So the last long trade we gave in the Casper crew was to long from, I guess, around 43.1-ish. That's actually currently where we are getting our most recent bounce. So I'm actually still in that long trade as well. And just below us, as somebody did bring up in the chat, right? Somebody did bring up in the chat that we have another level. Before we move on to ETH and these other assets, I do want to talk about the other levels of support we have just below us, all right? Make sure to like the stream because I'm giving you guys premium content for free right here, right? We gave 2 setups in the Casper crew to take the longs. The first one was from that 43.1. The second one, you can see, is a little bit lower. Now, why are we looking for price to dip a little bit lower here on Bitcoin? Well, the reason why, guys, is because just below the low that we made for that first long setup, we have a very important support resistance flip, which could give us a very nice long setup. So you can see around 42.5, 42.6. There's these things called single prints. All right, what are single prints? It's a TPO term, but it basically means that we had a very, very fast move up, and price went up so fast that only one candle made contact with those price points. Between 42.5 and 42.6, only one candle had contact with those price points, right? Other people might call it a fair value gap, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter what you call something, right? It matters, do you know how to use it? You know what I'm saying? So we have that just under here. Now, many times when price fills those, it will get a bounce. In fact, the reason we got a bounce from here is because we had the single prints just above, right? We had one candle that made contact with these price points, and when price came back down to fill at around 42,850-ish, look at this. Price came down literally to the exact dollar and then got the bounce from there. That's how we were able to get into the long trade so precisely right here, because it was a single print. You know what I'm saying? So we have that again just below us. And if we take a look, not only do we have that single print just below, but if we go back to the chart here, and let's go ahead and pull a Fibonacci from this low to the high, well, by golly, George, would you look at that? Would you even look at that? Would you? I cannot even believe this. A dang 618 Fibonacci right on that single print. It almost seems too good to be true. My goodness. It does seem too good to be true. So look, if we get another dip down, this is why I was saying that that my green box below is really where I won't become bearish on this market unless we start to lose this green box down here, right? Because this is where that major confluence is right here, right? We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take our fib from the low to the high. We've got the golden pocket and the 786 right in the green box, okay? So that's gonna be our key area right now, where I would say my next potential long trade is gonna be coming in. All right, it's gonna be coming in. It's gonna be coming around the mountain when she comes. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum because, you know, fair value gap, yeah. MEXC didn't go as low as Bybit did. I know, yeah, well, here's the thing. I only trade on the Bybit chart. I know this sounds crazy, but I trade Bitcoin using the Bybit chart. So if Bybit comes to a level, I will market it into a trade on MEXC. I don't care if MEXC missed the level. I don't care. I trade on Bybit, on the chart. Because Bybit will do things that no other exchange will do. All right? Don't get me wrong. I love MEXC. I already told you guys the whole story about how after me and Bybit broke up, I started hanging out with MEXC. We went on our first date. She really won me over. She was saying, Jason, you know, my mobile app is even better than Bybit's. You can long and short at the same time, inverse and linear. It's just so much easier to use. It's less clunky. It's faster. We'll send you a text message 500 times a day. You don't have to worry about us sneaking around behind your back. Every time you log into an account, every time a new coin lists, every time we just feel like sending you a stupid text message, every time your trade opens, every time your trade closes, man, we'll text you. And I was like, wow, right? And then the second day, she told me, hey, Jason, 0.01% market fees. And even when we remove that promotion, you could still get 0.015% market fees if you just hold 1,000 of our tokens. I was like, MEXC, wow. Wow, I am fully... let's go on a third date. We went out to Olive Garden. We ate that crusty pasta with the white Zinfandel Shutter Home wine. Shout out to Big Bus 28. She knows what I'm talking about. Alright, but yeah, I only trade the Bybit chart, alright? Alright, let's take a look at some other assets here. Take a look at Ethereum. So guys, ETH is really breaking out here. Okay? Wow. And not only is ETH breaking out, but we are even... on Friday, I was thinking we were going to get a pullback here. And we did get a little bit of a pullback, not really. But this is very, very bullish. But the fact that ETH is trading now above 2340, very, very bullish. Because this is that daily order block that we've been aware of for so long here, that most other coins, Bitcoin, Solana, Litecoin, like every other coin, rejected from that level. And we still might, because you guys know ETH does not respect levels. But I'd say this, as long as ETH is holding above 2340, the probabilities say that we get another move up to the value area high of the range, confluence with the golden pocket, another 45%. Okay, now I would say this, it would not surprise me if we see ETH get another big move like that under the following conditions. We need to see Bitcoin pump. We need to see Bitcoin pump up to its next target around that $49,000 to $50,000 area. But we can't see Bitcoin get an immediate rejection. And I don't think Bitcoin will get an immediate rejection either. I don't think the short trade is going to be that easy. I think what's more probable is that Bitcoin gets another move up to the resistance. We'll probably get one short trade here, a little short. Then we'll probably come up, take the highs. And we'll probably come down, take the lows. And we'll range around here and we'll form some kind of pattern thingy maybe. And range and maybe finally get some kind of real Bart Simpson. But it could take a long time. Alright? This right here, this range here, we're trading it from October 23rd to December 1st. Alright, so over a month. Over a month of range before the big break. So don't be surprised if we do something like that again. And if we see Bitcoin reach the target and then start to range, that will then open up Ethereum for a massive move, right? When Bitcoin hits a major resistance and then ranges, that's when the money flows into the altcoins. We just have seen this recently, the past few days, Bitcoin hitting a major target, ranging, we saw a lot of altcoins pump. So I think if that happens, we could see Ethereum pump because ETH, unlike Bitcoin, has been coiling up in this thing here, this ascending triangle. And again, there's no real signs of weakness here at all. I mean, this is a daily time frame. We have bullish money flow, bullish momentum waves. We come to the 4 hour, things are looking pretty dang bullish as well. Looks like we could get another tight trigger wave, another hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour time frame. Extremely bullish money flow, extremely bullish momentum. I think absolutely we could see a crazy pump to the upside. And guess where ETH is actually finding support right now? Right, ETH is literally finding support. Actually, at the setup we gave in the Casper crew. Right, look at this, man. So, in the Casper crew, the last live stream we did, we gave a setup for ETH. I didn't take it because I usually don't take ETH, but we were looking for ETH to come down to the golden pocket, right? The golden pocket, right around 2048. Right around 2048. Is that where we came down to? Let me see. I could be totally off here. Let's take a look. Did we come down to 2048? Nope, not even close, guys. Not even close. Is that true? Is that really what is that the setup I really gave? 2048? Yeah. Forget what I said, guys. I'm totally off. I'm just spewing nonsense out of my mouth. Which is a good reminder that this is not financial advice. And I am not a financial advisor. But if we do take the fib from the low to the high, oh, look at that. We didn't even bounce from the golden pocket. See, utter nonsense spewing out of my mouth right now. Sheesh, man. But even though I'm spewing utter nonsense, make sure to like the dang stream, guys. because I need likes. You know, I'm a YouTuber. That's how we thrive. So let's take a look at this local ETH price action here. So ETH holding above. Let's make this orange line because this is key, right? This is absolutely key. As long as they're holding above 2340, that's super key. Okay, and then we have this below. I'd say that this is going to be super important support for ETH, which we're technically finding support on right now because these are the highs of that last range. And then again, as long as we don't make a low that's lower than this here, around 2219, this is extremely bullish, right? This is extremely bullish. Let's pull a local fib here and see what we got actually, because let's see if we can, yeah, that's nice actually. Let's pull some volume here. Okay, so I would say this, y'all. I would say this. For ETH, because we're looking for Bitcoin also to potentially come down and fill these single prints around the golden pocket, ETH also has a golden pocket below the lows, lines up very nicely with the value area high from this old mini range. And let's actually see, does ETH have any single prints that we could look to be filled? Yes. So ETH will fill its single prints at 2273. 2273, which is right down here. So this right here is going to be the next place, right around 2273. Let's say 2280 just to be safe. 2280. Let's pull the fib from here. Oh man, oh my, oh sheesh, wow, oh, that's better than spaghetti with pesto sauce right there. So man, we got ourselves a golden pocket, we got ourselves a value area high, we got ourselves a dang single print being filled at 2273. So if Bitcoin's gonna come down, if she's gonna fill her single prints, bounce from the golden pocket, well, wouldn't we also expect that her younger cousin Ethereum would do the same dang thing? So be looking out as the week begins. Maybe we start the week a little bit bearish, and maybe we get some nice bounces starting earlier in the week. I love me Zevia ginger root beer, guys. I don't recommend it. Okay? Natural flavors, you don't know what you're drinking. Carbonated water could be like full of, you know, fluoride and BPA and all these other things. Probably shrink your testicles and all that. But you know what? It's one of my few vices, guys, in life. So I recommend you don't start. But if you already drink soda and you're addicted to it, then I recommend switching to this stuff. It'll help you get off. It'll help you get off the hard stuff. And by the hard stuff, I mean that good old high fructose corn syrup. Yeah, I'm trying to quit, guys. I'm trying to quit. I'm trying to quit the Zevia. It's tough. It's tough. Shout out to Benjamin Asbury. What are we talking about? James Wen says music is forbidden in religion. Nature guy. Oh, nature guy. Am I committed to religion? I believe so much in Jesus. Why do you listen to songs you haven't read music? Is prohibited in any religion? Well, nature guy, if you can send me a Bible verse that says music is prohibited, then I promise you I will repent of my music listening forever. I will never listen to music again. I mean that with all my heart. I mean that with all my heart. Mountain Zevia, yeah, Captain, call out, man. I know. All right. All right, let's take a look at some other assets here, guys. Okay, so someone says we actually have We have absorption. Let's check out let's see if what's going on right now on ETH and Bitcoin. Someone says we have bullish absorption on ETH. Do we? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Unless you're looking super local. If you're looking super local, yeah, I could see it. I see it, but I wouldn't bet the farm on this divergence here, because it's literally 17 million. And it's on a decrease of OI. And yeah, we have some dumb shorts opening up here, but it is a weekend, so hey, it could pump us. But personally, I wouldn't give weight to this CBD div. That's just me, okay? Hey, y'all do what y'all want to do. What do I know? Again, not much. Okay, all right. Shout out to JQN. Yeah, shout out to FitGenius618. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, let's take a look at some other assets as well. All right, so we got Ethereum up in here. I do want to take a look at Solana real quick. All right, guys. So Solana, interesting developments here. Let's go to the daily and check it out. So look at this, guys. First of all, let's clean up the chart just a bit here, because if you guys remember, we had two key levels that we were looking for on Sol. We were looking for, first of all, the Casper Crew level, 66,845, which we hit. This is that May order block. We hit it to the dang dollar. I shorted it. A lot of people shorted it. You know, a 24% gain. That is juicy. Super juicy. And then we were saying one of two things. Either we're going to be looking for a lower high, which we weren't feeling, right? Why weren't we feeling the lower high? Because in order for me to want to short a lower high, I need price to first make a lower low, which it never did, right? I was looking for price to take these lows out first, because then that would tip me off that we made our first lower low, and now we can look for a lower high and short down. But because we didn't get the lower high, we were looking for our next target at $75, which we have officially now, at least on the daily chart, hit to the dang dollar with the candle close. If we put on a line chart, we hit it to the dang dollar. Would you look at that? Sheesh, man. And they say technical analysis doesn't work. Okay, so why is that a key level? It's because it was our last major support resistance flip, going all the way back to Thursday, the 24th of February, 2022. All right, so here's what I'm thinking now. If we are going to reclaim that $75 level, that opens us up to a much higher target on Sol. We could actually be looking at, in my opinion, the golden pocket, which literally is the next major support resistance flip, right? Because we're looking at price action like floors of a house, right? We got the top floor up here, right? What used to be the floor twice then turns into the ceiling, right? What used to be the floor down here is now turning into the dang ceiling. But if we are able to come above that floor, that ceiling, then it will be the floor. And then we could look for the next ceiling, which is going to be right around $140 up to around $160, where we have that Fibonacci golden pocket. So if we can hold above that $75 level, man, we could see Sol pump. We could really see it pump. But this is a key level because it's literally entering us into this old mini range that we traded from January 2022 all the way to May 2022, right? So we need to be aware that if we're going to be holding above $75, we can now look to trade Solana within this sideways range, looking for longs around $75 and shorts around $130. And again, if we're going to see Bitcoin pump and then range, and we do get one little extra altcoin extravaganza, well, we could expect this thing to come all the way up toward the top of that range as well, which for Sol is going to be an insane gain. We're talking, you know, 60-ish, 70 to 100%, which is going to be crazy because Bitcoin came 100% in the last year. We could see Sol do that very, very quickly. I mean, look at this down here. We did see Sol get some crazy moves. I mean, just recently, we saw Sol get a 300% gain in 80 days, right? So 2.5 months, we got a 300% move to the upside. And in the last 54 days, 250%. And if we ignore the little bull flag that we've been printing here, then it only took us a month to go up 200%. So these targets are not, they're not crazy. I know they seem crazy because it seems far away now, but trust me, once you reclaim major resistance as support, those targets come quick. They come super quick. So if Sol is going to top out here, which here's the thing, I don't think it is. All things considered, if Bitcoin is not going to start going down, I don't think we're going to see altcoins go down. I think we might just see it range, right? But thus, the same kind of mentality is here, which is this, right? Let's pull this fib. Oh man, this is going to be crazy. But yeah, I would still be looking to long Sol if we happen to come down to take these lows, right? Because we could now be looking at this as our new range. Right? We could be looking at this is our new range. We had a high. We take the high. We come back down into the range. We have a low. We take the low and we come back up into the range. This would be the next long area I would be looking for right now on Solana. And of course, every time we take the low, we do need to be aware that there's the potential that even if we get a CDW here, that's our first lower low in a downtrend, right? So we need to be taking at least the take profit one at the top of the sideways range, and then let the rest ride in case of pump. Just like the Bitcoin short trade that I'm in right now. You know, my plan was TP1 at the golden pocket, and then let rest ride in case of dump. You know, because we can't really know what's going to happen. But if we take the trade setups that present themselves to us, and we lock in a profit, then it doesn't really matter what happens, does it? Right? Because if the trade gets stopped out in profit, then we made money. And if it dumps or pumps, then we make more money. And if it gets stopped out, we just look for the next trade. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Chertov Dermo, up 80% on an S-Coin degen play right now. It's on MEXC and BingX. Could you do TA on Ogi? Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it on Ogi. Okay. All right. We'll do Ogi, guys, but give me 1 second. Because I gotta pee. I'm gonna pee out the window, alright? You know what? Should I take the computer with me? No, I can't. Here, watch the trades for me, and then we'll do Ogi, alright? Give me 1 second here. Alright guys, we're back and we're going to take a look at Ogi. Alright, we're going to look at Ogi. Let's take a look. You're up 80% on MEXC, on Ogi. Wow, wow. Man, good for you. So like, look, when it comes to coins like Ogi, how could I even do analysis on this chart, my friend? How can I even do analysis on this chart? All I would say is this. We're at resistance, historically speaking. The last 1-2 times we came up to this level, we got a dump. So make sure that you are not closing the trade in a loss. If you're up 80%, take some profit. This is not financial advice. I'm a guy in a treadmill. Okay. Sometimes I don't even wear a shirt on these videos. Can't trust a guy with no shirt, right? Well, here's the thing. If I was in this trade, I would be taking profits, and I would just say, let the rest ride. Because here's why. Let's say you take half the trade out. You just made 40%. Who the heck would scoff at 40%? Right? That would take you like 10 years of like traditional investing with like a financial advisor, and maybe in the stock market if we weren't in a recession, right? Take that out. And then, like, I mean, you know what's so crazy is like, man, this thing could keep on pumping, right? And if it does, it's not even giving me a percent. But let's say it comes back up to its high. Yeah, I mean, that rest of the half of the trade you have in there could be a lot. We're talking like 1,500% if we just come up to the old high. So look, I don't know, man. I don't know what Ogi is. If you're up 80%, I would take some dang profits. Yeah, I don't know. This is impossible to do analysis on because it's so wiki and there's no market structure. If this has a bullish future, then here's what we also need to keep in mind here. Right? Objectively speaking, this is a bullish falling wedge. And so, yeah, we can expect a target of this. Like, if the wedge breaks, you could expect a 1,500% move to the upside. Okay? But you have to put yourself in a win-win situation. Right? Don't turn an 80% gain into a loss on some coin like Ogi Inu. Alright? If it's a meme coin, it'll probably pump. Alright? Alright. Shout out to Jason Castro. Shout out to Thor. Shout out to Vlad. No shirt, but he also pees out the window. That's right. I don't wear a shirt and I pee out the window, so this is definitely not financial advice, alright guys? You're not going to see any real trader do that. This guy hopes I wash my hands before I eat. You know what? Like, I'm actually, believe it or not, like, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, right? I hate to admit that. I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I've always been a germaphobe. When I was in school, I mapped out my pathways in between classes so I could wash my hands, all right? I'm not even joking. The thing that's helped me kind of become less of a germaphobe is the past 3 years, you know? But okay, this guy thinks I don't think Jason reads the chat. I do read the chat, man, but you got to understand, when I'm doing analysis, I can't read the chat and do analysis at the same time. You know what I'm saying? All right. All right, so we got some people who want to take a look at, yeah, I'm a German phobe. So if you're from Germany, I'm very scared of you. I'm scared of you. Alright, let's take a look at Matic. We'll take a look at Matic. A lot of people have been talking about Matic. Yeah, let's take a look at Matic. Alright, so guys, Matic is at a key area. Alright, this is a key level for Matic. Would you look at that key level being respected? All right, let's kind of turn everything off and just do a little bit of fresh analysis here on Matic. Alright, so guys, Matic has gotten a very bullish break and retest of this old range. We're coming to a very key support resistance flip, which is why we're finding resistance. The reason why this is such a key support resistance flip is because it is literally the floor that we had before this big move to the downside. So February 2023, April 2023, January 2023, this was the floor. It was the ceiling back in the summer of 2022, and it's the value area high of this larger range. Okay, so on a more macro time frame right now, we do need to be aware that if we are going to lose 8887, which is the high volume node of this range, now it becomes more probable that we make another low. And the reason I say that is because we came to a major resistance, and locally now we've changed market structure. This is the daily time frame, right? We had our low, our high, right here. We had a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, a higher high, a lower low, and now potentially a lower high. So if we're gonna now lose this point of control, let me turn this thing off for us real quick, because it makes it a little bit confusing, but just based on this larger range, if we are going to lose the high volume node, the probabilities are that we come down lower now because we've officially changed the structure, right? Made our high, our low, our lower high, then we would expect a lower low now to come in. That's just based on the volume theory. And would you look at that? But the next lower low we could look for is going to be that zone between the Fibonacci golden pocket and the 786. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the macro on Matic, which is I am seeing now a sign of weakness here, okay? There is a sign of weakness here. What would invalidate the sign of weakness? Obviously, if we make another higher high, okay? So right now, this is like a no trade zone. Well, for me, I wouldn't trade this, but if you were looking for a short on Matic, you would have been looking from this area here, because you saw that we made a lower low, we took out this low, we made a lower low, and then we look for that retrace into the Fibonacci golden pocket 786, which basically means this is a valid like trade right here. This is actually not a trade I would be interested in taking right now, because I like to wait for exact levels like that 786. But this is a valid short setup right here based on the sign of weakness that we have. Let's check out, yeah, and we have a bearish div on the daily as we made that high, and now we have a bearish trigger wave. Money flow is getting thicker though. But yeah, if you are looking for a short on Matic, I mean, this is the setup. Let me go ahead and, yeah, so we had the bear divs on the 4 hour, and we have bearish trigger waves as well, but I'm not super interested in it. I'll tell you guys that. All right, let me just put it that way. But it's a valid setup based on the idea that we've changed market structure on the daily time frame, and especially if we lose the POC of the range, lower is more probable, right? So that is something to keep in mind. But on the other side of that, because we are at resistance, if we get a pump to the upside, and then we come back down to retest the value area high of the range, this is now going to become key support, in which case we could look for those higher targets. So really for me, the two major levels that we need to be aware of are going to be number one, 888.7, because that's the high volume node of the range. A close below that means more downside is more probable. A close above 96.17 means more upside is probable. And I would be for longs right now on this thing. I would want to see a break. I would really want to see a break, a higher high made, showing that indeed this uptrend is still intact. And then I would look for the retest. We have a really nice support resistance flip at the value area high. And so this would be a very, very easy entry with a very easy where you're wrong, right? I mean, if we're looking to take a long trade like this, when we see the bounce, we put the stop loss below where we bounced, and we could target these highs, right? That would be our next target. Let's go ahead and pull some fibs. Let's go ahead and pull some fibs. Wow. All right. Yeah, I mean, if we pull it from there, if we pull it from here, if we pull it from here, I don't really like that. I don't like how close the 618 is. I don't like how close the 618 is. So yeah, overall, I don't see anything too juicy on Matic, like as far as swing trades go, because if I'm looking for a long, if we break out and retest, we're longing right into the golden pocket. And based on the daily time frame right now, with that thick money flow, and the fact that on the 4 hour, the money flow is thicker now than it was back at the top, it makes me not want to take the short either. So that's kind of my view on Matic. But to the upside, I would say that if we are going to flip value area high, we've got the golden pocket above us at $1. Then we've got the 786 above these highs around $1.30. Those would be targets to the upside. Let's say we dump from here, okay? Let's say we just dump from here. Then, because things are looking so bullish on the money flow, if we dump from here, I'd say that I would be super interested in longing this zone here, because it is a very obvious support resistance flip, right? It was support in 2023 earlier in the month, and then support again. We had the head and shoulder pattern, which did break down, which gave us a fake out to the upside. And so if we come down here, right, we take the lows into support, then we could say, you know what, we're looking for a long from support, and it's a very nice confluence. I would be much more interested in longing around 77 than I would longing a breakout and retest right into the golden pocket, because if we do take a long from the $77 zone, our risk to reward ratio is much nicer, because we're looking at a 16% move to that POC, and then potentially to the golden pocket, we're looking at 40% move instead of just a 10%, 11% move. Although 11% is nothing to scoff at, right? So we could still look for a trade like this. But this would have to be your take profit one, because it's a resistance. So depending on the entry and the setup, it could be worth it, it could not be worth it. Depending on, like, the thing that would make it or break it for me is this, right? If we're looking for a breakout and retest of 96, let's say, if we get a clean breakout and a clean retest like this, then that's actually a really good opportunity, because we can enter when we see the bounce and we put our stop loss below the low, and then our target is up here at the 618. That's an 8 times more reward than risk trade setup. But if we get the breakout and then the retest and we wick deep, right? Now it's like a 2-to-1 risk reward or a 3-to-1, and it just might not be worth it for you. You know what I'm saying? So those are all things to consider when thinking about which trades to enter. It's like, even if you see an opportunity, it might not be worth it for you, right? You might want to wait for a better setup that could give you more reward for the same amount of risk. Everyone want to check meme coins. That is kind of a top signal. That is kind of a top signal. Shout out to Aaron G, the widest lats in the crypto game and the thickest traps as well. Shout out to Bullish Vision. Shout out to Bitcoin Slut 1. Shout out to Sunshine Girl. She says, we girls can't pee out the window when urgent trading. I've sometimes had to choose between washing hands and pulling up pants, and confess to having traded with my knickers down. I think all have done that, whether male or female. But they do make this thing called a shiwi, Sunshine Girl. I don't know if you ever heard of a shiwi, but you should Google it. It's for camping, but you could even put that thing out the dang window. Shout out to Menno. I don't think that's the best short setup. I mean, yeah, this is a valid short setup. But just based on what the money flow is telling me on Market Cipher, I don't like it. You know, I trust Market Cipher a lot. Alright, let's check out some other stuff. How's Caspa doing? Caspa in the same dang boat that it's been. Alright. Caspa, the two trades that I'm interested in, really on this thing, guys, is going to be taking the high for a fake out, or taking the low for a fake out. Because we've got a clear range, and those are just going to be the two most obvious trades. You know? The two most obvious trades. How am I walking right now? Well, J-Boy Bullish will tell you. I got a selfie stick coming out my chest with the laptop, and then I've got a backpack with a big green screen behind it. That's how I do it, man. All right, let's take a look at. We'll take a look at Cardano, because Cardano. Shout out to Crypto Crow. He's been waiting 17 years for this. Wow, this is the big moment. I actually do hold quite a bit of ADA. I actually held a bit more ADA that got stolen from me. Make sure to keep your crypto in cold storage, guys. Don't stack it in a hot wallet. Don't assume it'll never happen to you. You know? Seriously. Alright. Alright, so Cardano. Coming up right now toward the high of the range. I would say that our next major resistance is going to be this here at 74.60. Why is that going to be our next major resistance? Because it's a support resistance flip, right? We wicked down to it, we got a retest, and then we drop. So we can expect that's going to be our next area of resistance. And also, we could look at this as a range, right? This is now defining for us what is high and what is low locally. And this is a very clean break of this value area here. So it's a very clean break. I mean, it looks great. It's super dang bullish. You know, there's nothing at all bearish about this. Let's go ahead and pull a fib. So, you know, this would be a really good opportunity to long Cardano right now. Around 46.17. We have the golden pocket, the value area high, and the support resistance flip, right? If we get that, it would be beautiful. This high and this high, well, this high's already been taken out. This high is begging to get taken out up here. This high is just begging to get taken out at 68.90. So this would be a gift if we manage to get down to retest that value area high, support resistance flip, golden pocket. It's absolutely beautiful. And we have really, really nice confluences here as well, guys. So I mean, wow, these are just really nice confluences. So then the high volume node is coming in directly on the golden pocket. Basically, all these golden pockets are really, really beautiful. Yeah, I mean, you could not ask for a better confluence than the golden pocket, the value area high, and the golden pocket of the POC. But we would need to be gifted with something like that, okay? We would need to be gifted with a pullback, and obviously we would want value area high to hold, because not only is it a value area high, guys, but it's also the highest volume node of all this price action right here. We can see the volume coming to a tip right here. So this is going to be a really, really key retest around 45, 46 cents. I would definitely be interested in a long on Cardano from there. Cardano is so oversold. I mean, here's the problem I've had with Cardano. I mean, the whole way down, it just kept getting lower. Can't tell you how many times I longed this thing on the way down. Honestly, I did have some extremely epic longs on Cardano. Let's see if I can find one of them. Okay, yeah, so guys, to the dollar, I longed Cardano from this golden pocket. It was so epic, a 31% gain. And I thought we were going to come higher, right? And then I longed Cardano every time we got a bullish divergence on the daily. I longed it. I longed here, I longed here, I longed here. And they were all profitable trades, to be honest with you, after a TP1, not big gains. But eventually I just stopped trading. I'm like, what the heck, you know? We got bullish divergences for days and nothing. But now, this is a real change of market structure. This is a real change of market structure. We have not seen this since August 2021. All right, so this is a real change that we're seeing here on the chart, which means now, because we're seeing a real change, buying the dip is not so crazy, especially if we're coming down to these juicy confluence. So we got the 38-cent confluence and we got the 46-cent confluence. All right. Shout out to Jagged Mountain. Shout out to Splash for our films. It's a good old green screen backpack. Shout out to Jumpman Crypto, has a big long on Casper right now. Shout out to Crypto Poyo. Have you seen the OG meme coin? Oh, Doge? I haven't checked out Doge in a while, but I do actually hold quite a bit of Doge on spot. Yeah, I do hold quite a bit of Doge on spot. How was I drained? I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody, like, when I made the video, a lot of people said I was lying. I don't know why I would lie for that. Maybe for the YouTube ad revenue. I think it made like $300 of ad revenue, but I don't know how I was drained. That's the thing. That's why you have to be careful. Like, people are like, oh, you probably clicked a link. It's like, well, yeah, probably. But I don't, that's the thing. Like, it's not like I'm going around there like clicking random links and connecting my wallet to stuff, right? So, I don't know how it happened. Obviously, my computer that I was using, or could have been my phone even, SIM swap, who knows, right? Who knows? And that's why you know, when people ask, how did it happen? How did it happen? I don't know, but you shouldn't even care how it happened, right? You shouldn't care how it happened, because it doesn't matter how it happened. The point is, it can happen, even if you're being careful to the best of your ability, right? So, if you want security, keep your stuff in cold storage, right? Everything that's connected to a hot wallet should be not very much, whatever you need to use in the moment, right? And, you know, yeah. That's right. It's not like I'm out there downloading music on LimeWire, you know? So yeah, it's like, it could be anything. It could be anything, guys. Just make sure that you keep yourself secure. That's all. Make sure you keep it secure. Any thoughts on Algo? We could take a look at Algo. Why not? Yeah, don't store private keys on a cloud. I mean, yeah, this is basic stuff, but seriously, guys, private keys, you need to make sure that you do not store those in a digital way ever, period, no matter what. I mean, you know, that should be locked in like in a fireproof safe underground. All right, let's check out Algo. Wow. Okay, so look. Algo obviously is breaking out as well. Oh, crap. Hang on, guys. We've got some technical difficulties right here going on. In 1 second here. What the heck? All right, we're back, I think. Check, check, check. Do we have audio? Do we have audio? We have audio, but I don't think we have music anymore. All right. Do we have music now? Let me know. Do we have music again? Looks like we have music. Alright, cool. Alright, so yeah, Algo. This is very bullish. You know, it's like stuff like this. It's the kind of thing where it happens, and if you miss it, you miss it. So let's see what we got here. If we pull a fib from the low to the high, we do have a nice retest right around 14 cents. If we're gifted with a pullback like that, that would be pretty nice. Let's go to a lower time frame. So we do, yeah, I really like 14 cents, to be honest with you guys. If we're gifted with something like that, because here's why. This is like a very unsustainable run up. Lots of liquidity under here. And if we take out all the liquidity, we would come right into the value area high, the golden pocket, the high volume node of this little chunk right here. Could make for a really nice potential long entry, especially since, man, I mean, a lot of this happened over the weekend here on Saturday. But let's see where our next major resistance is, where if we don't get a pullback now, where would we look for our next pullback? I would say it would be upon taking these highs here, because there's also a lot of liquidity above these highs, these 3 highs right here. Let's go ahead and pull a fib from the high to the low. Wow, so we hit right into the golden pocket right there. That's pretty epic. Yeah. That's pretty epic. Yeah, I mean, I would say that the next, this is a golden pocket, it's a high volume node, we would expect to find resistance here. So yeah, if we get a pullback right now, I would have my eyes on the golden pocket around 13, 14 cents. If we're gifted with a move down like that, that could be our next major zone. But are we going to get that? I don't know. So if we're not going to get that, the only other option is to look for some kind of local trade setup. But when we zoom in, we can see the local trade setup already has played out, right? We would look to take the low and then close above, and we've already done that. So the opportunity is already missed for the local trade setup here. And not only is the opportunity missed for the local trade setup, but we even did get a retest. We didn't come down to the golden pocket. So the only opportunity now I would see potentially for a local long is if we do get a move down to the golden pocket and then get a move up from there. That's really the only local opportunity I see right now to long algo. Higher term time frame opportunity would basically be give back everything that we made over the last week to retest the value area high. But really, whenever we're looking for a trade, right? Whenever we're in an uptrend, like we're looking for trade setups, what we can do is after we get the big pump, right? Let's say we get another big pump. What we do is we mark the high. We mark out that high. That's going to be our resistance. We wait for a low to be put in, and then we mark the low. That's going to be our support. And now we have a structure from which we can look for a local trade. We have a high and a low, right? So what we do is we wait. Really, that's what we do. We wait. We wait for something like this. We wait for price usually to come up into this area, the golden pocket 786, and then we look for price to take out that low. And when price takes the low, then we look for the long trade right here when it comes back above that low. And the setup looks like this, right? The setup looks like this. Once we reclaim the level, the stop loss goes below the low and we target the highs, right? And then the second opportunity to take a long is when we take the high, that can give us a short opportunity down to the golden pocket 786 retest, right? So once we make the higher high, then we look for the long right in here. Boom, right? Like this. And then we look for another higher high, right? This is literally right now kind of what is happening with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, what happened? We made the high, we made the low. We made the lower high, we made the lower low. We came back inside the range. That made for the long trade. The long trade I'm literally currently in right now because we gave the setup in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, right? When we took the low, all right? And then what happened with Bitcoin? We took the high and we come down to the golden pocket where we look for our first bounce, which is how I got into this this short trade right here, right? And we did, in fact, come down to the golden pocket, right? So this could have been a long trade to take. Now, we didn't hit it on all exchanges, and I personally didn't long here. It happened on a Saturday. I don't trade on Saturdays, but that is how you're going to be looking for those trade setups. I mean, everything I just showed you here on the Algorand chart, you make the high, you mark it. You make the low, you mark it. You look for a long when you take the low. You look for a short when you take the high, and then you look for a long in the golden pocket. This is literally what has happened here on Bitcoin, right? We made the high, we made the low, right? We look for a long when we take the low. We look for a short when we take the high, and then you pull your golden pocket, and you look for the long when you come down into this zone right here. And if the bullish structure is going to continue, this is where you're going to get the long for the breakout. That's how you're going to do it. All right. Let me check on something real quick. Shout out to Tom Crown, by the way. Everyone make sure to subscribe to Tom Crown. Can we check Rune? Shout out to Manoj Varma. Can we check out Rune? Yeah, let's take a look at Rune. Let's see how Rune's looking. Wow, I mean, wow, that's all I can say. Same deal as these other coins. I mean, these are very bullish daily candles. We have not seen daily candles like this. You know, even on these big moves up, the daily candles are not this bullish. So we've come to a local resistance here, and it looks like we're breaking out. So yeah, let's see what's going on here, man. But this works on any time frame, guys. I mean, look, right? We made a high, we took the high, right? We made a low, we took the low. I mean, those are going to be always your juiciest setups here. But let's take a look. There's the 15-minute chart. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's clear it up. Let's clear it up a little bit. Man, this is so bullish. Man, shout out to whoever disliked the video. God bless you in Jesus' name. And I really do pray that you find the content that you like. You know, this channel is obviously not for everybody. But I do pray you find the content you like, and a YouTube content creator who, you know, makes sense, maybe wears a nicer shirt. Check out Sam Bryce. Honestly, he wears a really nice shirt. Alright, so let's see here. So we've got our upper range. And wow. Alright, so our next major target, guys, is going to be $9.14-ish. $9, I mean, around there, $9.20, let's say. That's going to be the value area high. We're above the high volume node. This is very bullish. We pull our fib from high to low. I mean, the fib levels are still much higher than that. And really, we could say that the real high of the range, not based on volume, but just based on price action, is really going to be around here, right? This is really where just visually where we see the highs coming in now 3 times. So that's going to be our real next major target. Did my audio just trip out again? I don't know what's going on. I think I have a short in my wire, you know. Yeah, so where would we be looking now for a trade on this, right? Let's check it out. Oh man, I mean, so what sticks out to me, guys, and I don't know if, oh man, yeah, like I don't know if we'll get this. All right, so there's a few different options here, okay? There's a few different options here. Let's see, where could we? Low, high, higher, low, higher, high. Man, it's tricky, I'll be honest, because there's literally a billion different places it could happen. There's a million different places it could happen, right? And you'd have to be watching the chart. We would have to wait for some kind of a little pullback here. And the most obvious place, if we're feeling very bullish, the most obvious place is going to be, I would say, between the golden pocket and the high volume of the range, right? We have no change of market structure here. We have our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high. So if we're just going to continue in that pattern, this would be the place to look, right? Especially since you could say we've taken out the high and it's happening very slowly, but it's still nonetheless the same kind of pattern. And then we come back into the retest locally from the last low to the last high, and we continue on with this trend line here. This would be the first place I would look to long, because I mean, literally we have a trend line. We can connect these lows, right? We've got 1, 2, and then we come back down to that trend line again. It pretty much lines up literally exactly with the golden pocket. So in that case, we would look maybe in like 2 days, around Monday, Tuesday, to come down to that and get a bounce from there. And then maybe we could hit our target. This is the first level that interests me on Rune, because it's a trend line, it's keeping with the bullish market structure, and it gives us a very clear setup. Basically a 7-to-1 risk reward. Basically longing like a bounce here from a potential bull pennant here. I mean, basically, right? We could look at this as a bull pennant, where we got our high and our diagonal support, right? Just an idea. If we don't get that, we have to. There's lots of places along this way down that we could find support, but the first place that really would stand out to me would be this. All right, we have ourselves. We just clear everything off. A 4-hour. In fact, let's go to the daily. Oh yeah. All right, so man, like I said, unfortunately, there's a lot of possibilities here, but this is nice. This daily is nice, but then the 4 hour gives us something nice as well. Did we already... Okay, we already hit that, so never mind. Okay, so I would say this. I would say this. $4.80-ish looks nice for the following reasons. All right. It's a golden pocket from the last major low that we put in. I would consider that to be here, because it's the last real major range that we had before the big move to the upside. And if we take the fib from the low of this range to the high, right, the golden pocket lines up very nicely with this daily level that we have right here. All right, this daily candle that we put in right here, where we have this daily order block, right? We have this purple candle, this anomaly. And I know a lot of people would say we've already come back down to grab that liquidity here. You could make that case. For me, I like to wait until we actually come to the candle open and candle close. That's the way I like to do it. Right? So I'd want to come down a little bit more, but these are some speculative things here, but those would be two areas I would be interested in, right? Area number one of interest for me, and probably the one I would take with the least amount of hesitation, would be the one from the local golden pocket, because there's a lot, it just is a much nicer setup. And then setup number two would basically get a fake out, you know, a fake out of this to the downside, and once we take all the stop losses, then we can get a move up. Those would kind of be the two things I would be interested in on this. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. We got 1,000 people in here. We only have like 500 likes. Let's see if we can't get the likes up to the watchers. Where's my glasses? I don't know, man. So once I start streaming Crypto Burger, man, that looks good. That burger looks good. Once I start streaming, it is what it is, right? No glasses. Shout out to Wall Street Pickers. Dang, man, that's some bearish news, I have to say. When your coworkers who laughed at you about Bitcoin are trying to get into Bitcoin, that is not bullish. But yeah, it happens, right? It happens. Man, I remember telling everyone about Bitcoin in 2016, 2017, trying to explain it. But what's it backed by? Why? I'd rather trust the dollar. Okay, you trust it. All right, how's that going for you? But, you know, then when they find out, when they finally buy, it's too late. It's too late. Why am I running? I'm walking, Shaw. I'm not running, I'm walking. But the reason why I walk is two reasons. Number one, well, sitting is a disease that will kill you. And number two, when you walk, it makes your brain sharper, you have more energy, you sleep better at night, you don't get fat, it's good for your blood sugar, it's just healthy for you, right? Humans are meant to not sit all day, so it's the winter. I like to stay active, you know what I'm saying? I like to work out, and so I figured if I'm gonna be streaming sometimes 4 or 5 hours a day plus trading on the computer, why don't I walk 3, 4, 5 hours a day, right? Accumulate, you know, 20,000 steps every day. I'll tell you, it's been a real game changer for me. I like it a lot. BNB, Binance Coin, it didn't dump that much from the news. I know, right, Dylan Waves? Shout out to Dylan Waves, by the way. Go subscribe to Dylan Waves on YouTube. Bullish Vision's partner calls it fake money. Yeah, it's funny because like everything's fake money. That's why I don't get why people say, you know, well, what's it backed by? I'll trust the dollar. It's like, what's the dollar backed by? And they can't really answer you. I mean, in truth, the dollar is backed by the idea that all nations need to use it to trade oil, right? OPEC and the petrodollar. That's really what the dollar's been backed by for all these years since we went off the gold standard. But even that now is like a wishy-washy thing. You know, when Saudi Arabia is openly making deals in yuan and rubles, that means there is no petrodollar. And, you know, when the President of the United States says we have no more money to send to certain other countries for this war, meanwhile, there's no debt ceiling. And like literally, what is it? It's some kind of crazy number every single day now that we're going into debt. It's like, how could you trust that more than something that at least has a fixed supply and proof of work and like actual energy that gives it its value? I'm not saying Bitcoin's the be-all end-all, but as far as means of exchange in a digital world, it's way better than the dollar or any fiat currency for that matter. Because fiat currency, just by definition, has to... They're unsustainable. They're unsustainable. The only reason the dollar's been able to sustain for so long is because of the petrodollar. And, you know, historically, the United States has had the most powerful army in the world since World War II, allegedly. But, you know, a lot of people, I'd say, who knows, would probably question that as well nowadays. So I don't trust the dollar at all. But I use it because it's just the situation I find myself in life. So I'll tell you one thing. Being in Bitcoin has been an insane hedge of inflation for me. I mean, I was able to turn like tens of thousands into hundreds of thousands back in the old bull run days. So, you know. And nowadays, shout out to BM, yeah. G. Edward Griffin's book, Preacher from Jekyll Island, that's a good one. But, yeah, trading is a game changer. I mean, I look at trading as like cheating the system big time, because like, if the money's fake, and you can make money just by betting on the direction of the money, that's like cheating the system, man. I mean, but it is a top signal for society. I mean, the fact that I can sit here in my tank top on a treadmill and make more money than people who are actually building the infrastructure for the country and the world to survive, like building buildings and building bridges and being engineers, the fact that some, like, you know, guy like me can make more than a guy like that is a top signal on society. That just shows that the whole system is so broken that it's completely unsustainable, right? People, the amount of money somebody makes should be proportionate to the amount of work and value that they provide. But this is how the elites do it too, man. This is how they get richer. The whole system is a Ponzi. The whole system is a Ponzi, right? It's all fake. Like, on paper, inflation goes up, inflation goes down. On paper, the value of the dollar goes up, the value of the dollar goes down, right? So if you know how to play the system, well, when the value of the dollar goes up, you buy a whole bunch of assets and stocks and these manipulated stocks, and then when the crash comes out of nowhere and everyone gets wrecked and they lose their 401ks, you take all those dollars that you made on the risk assets and you now you got a whole bunch of dollars. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Shout out to Jumpman Crypto. He says, sadly, our currency is backed by our military. It's a little scary these days, honestly. I've been seeing some crazy stuff about the military, but whatever. Whatever. That's true. I agree with you, like, Ed Jabina. And here's the thing. They say, like, hard workers should be earning millions, and you have people chasing football making more than tens of millions. Yeah, like, see, here's the thing. I'm not gonna, like... I will acknowledge that the system is obviously broken. but I'm still gonna take advantage of it. You know, I always tell my wife, I get nostalgic for a time I didn't know. But if I was gonna live in an older time, in an older America, man, it would really suck to have a job. I'll tell you that. So I always say I would live in an earlier time, but I would still want to be. I would still trade crypto. You know, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows what would happen? I'm not against work. That's another thing. I'm not a lazy person, but I hate a job where you have to work for somebody. Right? That's why I grow my own food. That's why I love to work outside, plant stuff, and you know, do work out in the homestead. Like, I love that stuff. So I would always want to be doing some kind of work, but I want to work for myself. I don't want to work for somebody else. Maybe I would have traded actual corn. That's true, or eggs or something. You know how I love me some eggs. All right, did we look at AVAX already? I thought we already looked at AVAX. I thought we already looked at AVAX. Did we look at AVAX? Where am I walking? I'm walking straight to the moon, baby. Straight to a $100,000 Bitcoin. It's a long, hard walk, but we're all gonna make it, guys. We're all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. Interesting. Fiber Splice God's been running his own fiber optic infrastructure company for 10 years. Could never go back to being an employee. Yeah, man, I feel that so much because, like, I haven't had a job since 2013. And I've been working for myself since then. And even, like, in high school, I was always had little side hustles in high school. I never had a real job until after high school. But I always did things. I did affiliate marketing in high school. I did WordPress blogging, affiliate marketing, and then I sold candy in middle school and high school as well. And I actually, I'm not even kidding you, I made thousands of dollars selling pixie sticks because I'd buy them at Costco. You get them, 100 of them for $1 back in the day, and I'd sell each one for 10 cents. So I made 90% profit margin, and over the course of the year, I made $1,000, but I got suspended for it. Couldn't go to the 8th grade dance because I was selling pixie sticks. I think I'm probably better off for that. All right. Farley said, imagine going back 2 months telling everyone Bitcoin's going to go to 44K. No one would believe you. Well, you know, that's interesting because I did do that. So let's see. I do like to go back to my videos, like, because let's see here. When did I make my 40K Bitcoin video? You can never find stuff in the moment. You know what I'm saying? You never find stuff in the moment. I think it was like October 23rd or 24th. Yeah, right here. So this was just 1 month ago, I guess. This is 1 month ago. So, whatever. I guess. What were the comments like? Because I did, yeah, so in this video, I go through, in this video, I give my case as to why I'm bullish. And I go through my old videos where I was calling for 20K and 30K and all the stuff that I was trading since last year and how people were hating on me in the comments. And I went through all that before I started talking about why I think we're going to 40K. So yeah, it's interesting, right? See, did people hate on this video? No, a lot of people like this video, you know? A lot of people, you guys, y'all know what's up. Except for Tim Luca. He was short based on TA. And then everyone's like, you got wrecked. But I was short too. But I'm always short. That's the thing. Like, you know, I'm a day trader. So I'm taking shorts even in bullish market structure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's funny because, I mean, literally, like, the last few trades I've taken have all been shorts. You know? Like, yeah, like the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades I've taken have all been short. And they've all been wins. But it's because that's just how I trade, right? But yeah. Alright. Alright, guys. It's been a good stream. It's been a chill stream. It's been a Sunday stream. I am going to head out. God bless you all. In Jesus' name, even if you're not religious, I still pray you and your family are super dang blessed. Hope everyone has a great week next week. We're going to head out. May the Lord bless you. May He protect you. May the Lord shine light upon you and be gracious unto you. And may the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness. And I'll see everybody probably tomorrow. Peace, y'all.